Hi, you just clicked on a Khan Academy tutorial for West Explains Best. We're doing writing proportions today. Now this activity is going to kind of walk through how to solve and interpret proportions. Let's go ahead and get started. Here we have three folders cost $2.91. Which of the following equations would help determine the cost of two folders? The thing you need to know about proportions is its comparison of two or more things. Now, when we're comparing those things on both sides of the equal sign, that's the whole deal with proportions, is we have to have like units on the top and then the same units on the bottom. Okay? I'm just saying I'm coming up with two different words for the same thing because you just need the top and bottom to match. So you need whatever on the top. Let's say we have dollars in the top and pounds in the bottom. Well, on the right side, you can't have pounds in the top and dollars on the bottom. That's no good. What you need to have is you need to have dollars on the top again. You need to have pounds on the bottom again. Okay, that's just an example. So in this case, we're talking about dollars being compared to the number of folders. So whatever one of these choices we select, we need to make sure that it's equal on both sides. For example, look at number one. Well, it's asking first, let's determine what it's asking. It's asking us to determine the cost. Okay, so the key word there is cost. We want to know what the cost is. If we want to know what it is, then we don't know the cost, and so we give it a variable. We can call it x, and that's the variable it chose. Now, let's look at each choice and see if it compares it correctly. So we have the number of folders here, 2, and it's over the cost of 3. So it's already a little funky, but we have the cost over 3. Then we said that our unknown is the cost. So then it's putting dollars on top and the number of 3 folders on the bottom. That's no good because see how we have number of folders on the top here and then on the bottom over here. So A is bad. We want it to match both on top and bottom. Oh, look at letter B. So letter B says we want to know the number. Well, over here we have the number over the cost. Okay, X is our cost. We've already determined that. And then we have the number for 3 folders over the cost of 3 folders. Okay, the cost of 3 folders was $2.91. So this one actually looks good. We're going to come back to it. Let's just go through some of the other ones. Here we have the cost on top, number of folders on the bottom. Then we have number of folders on the top. That's no good. We can't have that situation. You look at this one, letter D, same deal. We have dollars on top, and then on bottom over here, we don't want that. That's no good. Okay, so I think those are our only, no, we have none of the above. So we already said that C was good because we had, no, was it B? I think it was B. B was good because we had number of folders on top, we had the cost on the bottom, and we're good. All right. Now we're talking about rubber stamps. So again, we're talking about the number of rubber stamps and then the cost of rubber stamps. And we want to know the cost, so we'll call that X, for 11, the number of stamps being 11. So here we have cost and then number. Here we have number and then cost. Okay, we're going to exclude A. Same deal here for B, number and then cost on top. We're going to exclude B. Now this one's interesting because here, this is something that you can also do. This has the number and then number on the left side and then dollar to dollar. But the problem is if you do it this way, you have to have the number of stamps paired up in the same row. For example, if we had 5 stamps for $9.70 over here, and then we have the unknown amount here over 11 because that's what we're trying to find. So I know you're thinking, whoa, we don't have the same thing on the top and bottom, but here we have for 11 the number of folders for 11, the cost for 11, and then the number of folders and the number of stamps, for 5, and the cost of stamps for 5. But that's not the case here because you see that it's paired up diagonally. We don't want that diagonal action. Okay, so what we need to do is we're going to look at the next one. Okay, the next one, oops, let me erase this. That belongs to C. That was just an example. Okay, the next one is comparing 11 folders to 970. This is basically the same thing. We don't have any situation that exactly pairs it up. So none of these answers are good. All right. Which equation would help determine the cost of 13 markers? Okay, so again, all these are the same. So we're just looking for the number and the dollar amount for that number. This time we want 13. So we're looking for the cost, X cost. A is out because we have costs diagonally from each other. Again, costs are diagonal from each other. That's no good. Okay, this time we finally have cost in the bottom, both on the left and right side. And then we have the unknown cost paired up with the 13, what is this, markers this time? So it looks like C is going to be our option here. All right, one more. 6 erasers cost $6.60. Okay, what would be the cost of 3? So we want 3 markers to be paired up. The first one's bad because we have cost. Okay, cost is the unknown. We have diagonal relationship there. We have a right side relationship here, but the top does not correspond. It should be 6 with the 660, not 3 with the 660. Instead, it's a diagonal relationship, which we don't want in proportions. Let's go down to the other ones. Let me erase this. Whoops. Eraser. Okay. We have the cost over here. Diagonal relationship, that's no good. Okay, cost in the top and bottom. Here, that's good. And we want to know the cost for 3. So it looks like D is our option because we were told that 660 was for 6. Okay, 660 was for 6. So now we want to find the cost for 3. So it's going to be D is our option. And that's all there is to writing proportions. Hopefully this is helpful. This will help you with the next step, which is writing proportions or doing proportion word problems, which are going to be future videos if you want to check those out. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.